Yo, what's up, man? This is your boy Chase. I'm a real estate investor. I just wanted to make this video just to talk about the real estate market here. I'm in Dayton, Ohio. I've been doing real estate since 2018. And usually I don't get on YouTube. I don't do lives. I don't do a lot of videos. I'm a pretty private person, so I try to keep my business to myself. But I decided to try something different, man, and get out here and talk to people, because I know it's people just like me in my position in real estate that's still fairly new in the game, although I've been in it for 8 years now. It takes time. I think a lot of people get fooled into believing that real estate is a quick route to riches and wealth, and it's really not. You definitely can get a lot of money doing real estate, but it takes time. It's just like any other business. It's going to take years sometime to get to where you want to be, and for some they can get there a little faster, but for the majority of us, it's going to take years of putting yourself in position, making the right choices, and really being, really being, dedicated to it, and just being very purposeful about, what you want to do in this game. I mean, you have to make decisions. Sometimes you have to make, tough decisions when it comes to investing. Sometimes you have to, stop doing certain things. You might have to be disciplined enough to cut out certain habits. So I just wanted to talk about that, because a lot of times we live in an internet age where, we see everybody doing very good, and, TikTok has allowed everybody to see how you can make $10,000 overnight. And a lot of times, you can make great money pretty fast. But just to tell y'all a little bit about my journey, I started off wholesaling in 2018, and it's been life-changing. I left my job. This is all I do. I'm a full-time investor, which has its own challenges. This is my bread and butter. So this is all I do, wholesale, fix and flip, and I do a little bit of, landlord and buy and hold. But for the most part, wholesaling is my bread and butter. And I'm here to tell you, it's not easy. It's not easy, especially in today's time, 2026, man. People don't want to sell their house like how they used to. And with all this stuff going on with the economy and the uncertainty of all type of other things, a lot of people don't feel like moving, don't feel like selling. They know that if they do sell, they might not get the interest rate that they currently have. They don't want to pay rent, because rent is sky high in most places now. Even in cheap places like Dayton, Ohio, nowadays a 2-bedroom apartment is $950. So, I mean, it's pretty expensive now just to rent, just to afford groceries. So, a lot of people don't want to sell for below market value like how they once did when I first started. When I first started, people couldn't wait to get rid of certain houses. Eyesore houses, people that, knew they needed to sell, they were ready to go. But now it's a different market, man. So you kind of have to be more mindful about how you spend your money. And then also, if you're not, buying rentals, if you're not doing fix and flips, if you're just wholesaling only, it's gonna be tough. And even if you're fixing and flipping, it's tough. My last flip, I made a lot of mistakes on. hiring the wrong contractors and things like that. And then, it was a learning process for me, being that it was my second full renovation. It didn't go as planned, and it definitely didn't go as fast. When I listed the property on the market, we had some things that was wrong with the property. We had some flaws in the property. So that kind of, made our listing go longer than what we planned. But all in all, we did a good job. We got it sold, and that's all that matters. And I was able to move on. But today, just talking to you guys, man, if you out here trying to wholesale and make money, man, just know you got to work probably 3 to 4 times as hard as you once did. And I'm not going to sugarcoat and say, oh no, you just need to pull this particular list, or you need to do this strategy. It doesn't matter. I do damn near every strategy except SEO. I'm not doing SEO right now. But right now, man, you really got to grind. You really got to stay consistent. Spring is coming. I do feel like the market will pick back up. But if you're thinking that you're just going to get out here and wholesale and it's going to be a cakewalk, it's not. I mean, I don't know how it is in other markets per se. I'm a boots on the ground type of guy. I don't do a whole lot of virtual wholesaling. I work straight out of my market here in Dayton, Ohio. And I'm going to tell you, my market is full of sharks, local and out of state. I mean, everybody want to invest here because we're very affordable. However, it's so crowded here. I mean, the average seller here, when you're cold calling and you talking to sellers, they'll tell you straight up, like, man, you're the 5th, 6th person that has called me today. Like, that's how crazy it is right now. That's just how it is. So, I mean, it's almost like if you trying to get that girl that you trying to date, you're going to want to get her by herself, to where it's just you and her. But if she got 10, 11 guys all trying to get at her at the same time, what make you so special? You really got to make yourself stand out. And that's what it is right now with sellers, man. When you talking to sellers, they just know that it's a bunch of people, that's going to be calling about their house. So it's not easy to get good deals anymore. Like when I first started, I used to get the greatest deals. I look back on certain stuff and I'll be like, man, I shouldn't have sold a lot of those houses. Some of those houses I paid nothing, literally, for. And I never thought it would end. I didn't think it would end. But I started to see the shift years ago. Then COVID screwed everything up. So, man, if you out there wholesaling, man, keep grinding. Keep doing what you need to do. Don't stop. Whatever you do, however difficult it is right now, do not stop. This is just a cycle that, repeats itself. Don't let nothing stop you. Just keep going, because at the end of the day, your breakthrough is going to happen if you keep at it. If you quit, then, you over with. I don't have the luxury of quitting. This is my bread and butter. I got a property right now that I'm, getting a scope of work done on. We're looking at flipping it. But however, at the same time, if I need to let it go, I will let it go and move on to something else. But you just got to be able to, keep leads coming in. All businesses need leads. If you don't have leads, you don't have a business, man. And that's straight up. So, man, I just wanted to let y'all know and talk to y'all about that. And, man, let me know if, you guys are sharing some of the same frustrations and some of the same obstacles in y'all market. I mean, because right now, it's slim pickings when it comes to good deals. I see so many out-of-state wholesalers, man, posting deals in my market. It is ridiculous. And honestly, man, they don't really know the area. So a lot of the deals that they're posting aren't really that great. But that's no knock to them. You know, I want them to be successful. Wholesalers, we bring the most value to the real estate market, if you ask me. I mean, we take a lot of properties that are distressed, abandoned, busted, and disgusted, and we bring them back to life. We get them into the right hands. You know, we get them to people that's gonna, you know, fix them up. We sell them to investors, you know, and sometimes we sell them to people who just want to live there, you know, with the intention of renovating the property. My city has gone through a complete makeover when it comes to wholesaling. And if you ask me, me and my team had a big deal to do with that. You know, we, closed a ton of deals in some of the more distressed areas. And, man, we closed a lot of deals and brought a lot of neighborhoods, back. I'm not going to take complete, ownership of that, but we did our part. And so as a community, wholesalers bring a lot of, value to the community. We get a lot of flack and a lot of, bad press about, what wholesaling is and how wholesalers are. A lot of people, mostly realtors, spew out a lot of negativity and ignorance in regard to wholesaling, period. A lot of them just don't know what it is. They don't know, they haven't been taught that. They go to school to be, a licensed agent, and they do a great job of scaring the hell out of them. So, at the end of the day, when you spread ignorance and when you spread bad information, misinformation, it gets into the wrong hands, and then, it just causes a problem for everybody. And honestly, I'm tired of it. But, y'all stay up out there, man. Wholesalers, a lot of times we don't necessarily stick together like we should. But I'm just here to encourage y'all, man. Keep going, man. Keep going, because I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep going. I'm never going to stop doing what I'm doing at all. I don't plan on it. I don't intend on it. And I can't. I can't stop. So at the end of the day, keep doing right by your money. The money that you make, this can be a wealth building career, or this can be just a high paying job. It depends on how you look at it. If you don't invest your money, if you make money and blow it, if you don't, buy assets, if you're looking at wholesaling like something that you're just going to do forever, you got the wrong mindset. Wholesaling is a great way to raise capital, and you need to get in there and start buying assets. Start, becoming your own bank. Start buying properties and fixing them up and renting them out. Think about the long game. So that's all I got, man. It's Chase, man. I appreciate y'all taking time listening to me rant today. Have a good one.